Hello, hello. Come on in, come on in. It is your girl, Yvonne Tasm, the monetizer. Welcome to Monetizing Mondays. I am so excited to be here with you today. And if you're joining me on YouTube, I need you to click that subscribe button, click the notification button so you'll be informed the next time I drop another video, as well as like this video. And if you are on Facebook, I need you to come all the way into our group that is Business Acceleration for Female Entrepreneurs over on Facebook. That is where we get intimate on everything regarding business lunch. And if you are on Instagram, I need you to like, follow, and share this video. Thank you so much for joining me. And I am so excited to be on here with you today on the first month of November. Look, November is a very, very critical month. Physically and spiritually, it is the number 11th. It is actually that 11th hour. And I just want to share with you that no matter what you are experiencing in your business thus far in 2021, it is not too late. Sis, bros, whatever you are, I need you to just hold on, stay focused, do not give up. A lot can happen in this next 60 days of 2021. So stay focused. All right. And if you haven't been with me the past 2 weeks, I need you to just scroll on this feed, on the page, in the group, and watch the last 2 videos. I have been doing a series on why your products are not selling online. So if you are a product-based entrepreneur and your products have not been selling, if you're not seeing consistent sales, you definitely want to go back and watch the last 2 weeks, right? And last week, the topic was you're either being too pushy or not pushy enough. There is this sweet spot in the middle where you need to be, right? You've just got to do enough push, but not salesy, sleazy, right? So it is knowing what the customer wants and giving them exactly what they want. Today, we are going to be talking about targeting the right audience. So if you're not selling, the problem could be that you are targeting the wrong market. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about that today. So make sure you have your pens and papers. If you don't, watch the replay. And if you're watching this on the replay, please push #replay and feel free to leave any questions you may have. I promise I'll come back and respond, right? Alrighty. So, and I touched a little bit on this on video number 1, but we are going in depth today. All right. So targeting the wrong market means that all of your hard work that you have done so far in developing your products or selling them is a waste. I'm going to repeat that. If you have been targeting the wrong audience, then all of the work you put on developing your product and the selling you've been doing so far is a waste. And at times you get to a place where you feel discouraged and you might be thinking that you have the wrong products, nobody wants whatever you're selling, and that's not 100% true. There could be people out there who truly want what you're selling, but you are just not targeting the right people. And let me tell you, I learned from experience that sometimes the people whom you think are your audience are not your audience. You have got to do serious research to know who your audience is, right? All right. So here we go. And like I said, this is a major problem, right? And it hinders a lot of online stores. And I'm telling you, I have been there. And a lot of people seem to think that all they have to do is just get a platform like a Shopify, some form of e-commerce, and just, set it up, get someone to build it for you or build it out yourself, and your customers will come. And that is not correct. It doesn't happen that way. Before even setting it up, you need to target the right market. And you need to set it up in such a way that is conducive to them, right? Because it's not just about us entrepreneurs, it's about your target audience, your ideal customer. Your everything has to be consistent with what appeals to them. So just because I like the color green doesn't mean that they like the color green. So maybe my background should not be green. Example. All right. So what you need to do is you need to paint a picture, right? You've got to learn how to paint the picture that target market wants, that ideal customer wants. And then you need to know when to sell and to sell hard. You can't be all wishy-washy, lukewarmish. And I've been getting some questions in my DM about expanding on selling hard. I might do that again next week. But when you're selling, you need to know that you're selling. You need to be intentional. You need to be straight up. Not all this DL type of sales. Be assertive. Let people know what you're doing. Be straight up about it and sell. All right. And then you also need to know who to sell to. Who to sell to, right? We say it all the time. If you're trying to sell to everyone, you are selling to no one, right? Because you line up a bunch of people, and if you're not like explicit as to who you're talking to, the person next to me thinks, oh, you must be talking to her. I'm thinking you must be talking to her. So you have got to be direct and call it out, right? Describe that person. So let's say, you have the blonde hair girl here. You have the brown hair girl here. You need to be explicit and say, this is for the blonde hair girl. This is for the brown hair girl. Don't be concerned about offending anyone, excluding anyone, because if you're direct that you're selling to that brown hair girl, next time that you start talking or selling whatever it is you're selling, all the brown hair girls know that you are like the brown hair girl expert and you're speaking to the brown hair girl. I hope that makes sense. That just came from like nowhere. Okay, so when you don't know exactly who to sell to, your sales pitch will be very bland, right? So it's going to be generic. Like I just mentioned, it's just going to be generic. It's not going to be precise. You're not going to be able to dig deep. So it's going to be generic. It's going to be like uninformative. It's just going to be fluffy. It's not going to be detailed, right? And it's going to be ineffective. And you don't want to be ineffective. You want to be very direct, explicit. Oh, I see someone is joining me here. Let me know where you're coming in from in the comments. Please say hello. Let us know where you're coming in from. Thank you. All right. So, and actually learning how to do this can be a course on its own. And, this is like not the right space to get deep into that because it's truly like a course on its own. But I will tell you that a good start would be to get my free market research PDF, right? My free market research guide. It is awesome, awesome, awesome. I have been getting a lot of rave comments about it. So what you want to do is, if you are over here on Instagram, I need you to go up to my bio and click the link to get the free market research guide. It will help you a great deal. It's not a pitch. It's not a sales at all. It is just information to help you from like my real life experience. Real life. My first business that I invested in, I did not do market research and I struggled. So you need to get that. And if you are over on Facebook, you're in the group, that information is also posted inside the group. All right. So make sure you get that. All right. So now here, I'm going to share with you some preliminary questions that you can ask to point yourself to the right direction in an effort to identify who that ideal customer is. All right. The first one is, what are you really selling? What are you really selling? At times you think you are selling a product, right? But usually what you should be selling is a transformation. Okay? So, yes, you have a product, okay? So let's say that you selling a red lipstick, right? Your message shouldn't be about the red lipstick, but about how it's going to make that woman feel when she puts on your red lipstick. How she's going to feel hot, she's going to feel sexy. It's going to take her from 0 to 100 in 30 seconds when she puts on that red lipstick. And that is because red lipstick is dramatic. A red lipstick transforms a woman like instantly. A red lipstick commands attention. It commands authority. Like people see you coming, right? So that's the transformation. That's the transformation. So, so if you're focusing on just talking about buy my dress, no, flip it around. Your content, your ad, whatever it is, your videos, your social media should be on the transformation. So let's say it could even be a dress, right? Instead of saying, oh, buy this dress, no. Talk about how that woman is going to feel when she buys your dress. Women, me, we are emotional beings. So you need to learn how to make that emotional connection in order to sell, right? Sell, right? So that is why you need to know who your ideal customers. You need to know what they want. For example, a man. Let's talk about men. Men do not like their time wasted. They do not like their time wasted. So men love to buy gadgets and things that would save them time, right? So if you're selling him, I don't know, you sell some tool, right? A tool to work in the house, a tool to paint the house, right? You need to not just talk about how this painting tool is, but the time he's going to save with that tool, right? So find out what is important to that person, and that is the language you speak. And let me tell you, a lot of times people will tell you if you ask enough questions, right? You want to, don't be just aggressive like selling. Ask questions. If you ask enough questions, people will tell you what they need. And when they share with you what they need, what's important to them, you listen and you use that same language to sell to them. Okay. So for 15 years, I used to be a senior sales director with a major cosmetic brand. And one of the things I always did was, before I did a thing, when I met with that woman, I would ask her questions about herself. And I'm telling you, and when she spoke, I memorized it, and I used those exact same words to turn around and sell to her, right? So very important. Ask questions, listen, and meet your needs, right? Meet those needs. All right. So the next question you need to know is, who will the product serve? I was just talking about that. Who will your product serve? A lot of times we go online, we start sourcing online, we see a gadget, we see a product, we think it's cute, we think, everyone will like it because you like it. At times, you're not your ideal customer. Okay, for example, I helped a man to launch a skincare line. He's definitely not the ideal customer, but he wanted a skincare line, and I have another client. She's a female, and she launched beard oil, an oil for beard, right? She's definitely not her ideal customer, but both of those people are not the ideal customers, but they saw the financial opportunity in those two businesses. So at times you are not your ideal customer, and you're creating content based on what you like, right? And that's not good. So you got to know who your product is serving. The next thing is, who will the product connect with? Who will your product connect with? So I know you're like, well, you just said know who your product is serving. Isn't it the same person that it connects with? No. The end user of the product is not necessarily who the product connects with. Example, toys, right? You're making toys for kids. You're manufacturing and selling toys for kids, right? They are the end user, but they're not your customer, as in you're not the ones that's giving you the money. It's the parents that's giving you the money, right? So you've got to know how to target that. You've got to know how to language that, because one person is paying and the other one is the one using it, right? Okay. Same as a diamond ring, for example, an engagement ring, right? A woman is the one wearing that ring, but it's the man usually who's spending the money, her partner who's spending the money. So you've got to speak the right language. And then the next question is, who will the product appeal to? Who will the product appeal to? You need to know. All these questions I'm sharing with you, you might say, they all sound the same, but I'm telling you, when you start digging deep, they are not the same. They are not the same. And if you're not able to differentiate these questions, you are going to have a problem selling your products. Ooh, I see some hearts, some love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And the next question is, how will the product be used? How will the product be used? Okay. In the prior to COVID, or in the old-fashioned way where we go to the store, when you go to a store, there's a sales clerk. You ask him or her, you point at an item and they'll tell you how to use the products. So, but when you're online, if your website is not telling them how to use their product, you have lost that sale. So I'll give you all a tip. So you got to have good FAQs, right? Good FAQs on your website. And another thing I always teach my clients is to put yourself through your customer's journey. Make believe that you are a customer, right? Make believe that you are a customer who knew nothing at all about your product. Take that journey, map it out, right? So map it out. And then be proactive. Stop being reactive. Be proactive about the questions. Every possible questions, every possible objection, deal with it. Deal with it, because keep in mind that people have different personalities. And that's another training I go through. The DISC, the DISC personality training. It's so important to know who is in front of you. So I teach you the questions to ask. So within, when I ask someone to tell me about themselves, just based on that response, I'm able to determine which personality type they are, and therefore cater my whole presentation based on that. Now, when you are setting up your website needs to do that, right? It needs to be able to answer all those questions. Deal with objections, because when you don't deal with objections, people are going to bounce. They are going to leave your website. So think of every possible question and have a nice FAQ section where you deal with all these questions, because you're not there to respond to your questions. Another thing you could do is you could also add one of those autoresponders plugin. That's a good tip, but still have all that information, because there's some people that they don't want to talk to the bots on your website. They want to just read it themselves and respond. All right. So please take your time and respond to those 5 questions that I just shared with you. And then another thing you want to do is you want to gather a few people together that you feel they fit your target demographics, and ask them to take a journey on your website. Ask them to be candid, and actually I think it's best when you don't do this with family members or sometimes close friends, because they love you dearly. They want you to succeed, and at times they won't tell you the truth. So sometimes it's best to choose people that you're not emotionally connected to, and ask them to go on your website, take a journey on your website, and let you know where they feel you need to improve and all that. Get your candid opinion. Alrighty. Focus groups too are also good. Focus groups are good. You definitely want to do focus group. That will help you a great deal, right? And then make sure that you get input on the design of your website. Make sure you get input on the layout of your website. There's also a lot of psychology that goes to the design and the layout of your website. People think that it's just colors, it's just fonts. No, there's a lot of psychology, because you want those people on your website to take certain actions. So you have to prompt them, and make it welcoming for them to take those actions. Like an example, casinos. You guys know that casinos don't have windows for a reason, and they keep it a certain at certain temperatures and certain scents. There's a lot of psychology to casinos, so they can keep you in there, like, just spending all your money, losing all your money. So you've got to set up your website kind of like how they set up the casinos to keep people there and not leave and spend, right? So and then your sales language needs to resonate with your ideal customer. You need to know, how do they like to be do they like to be addressed, right? Something like, okay, so I was in the store the other day, this young girl, like, she must have been like 18, and I can have an 18-year-old as a child. And she was talking to me, she refers to me as sweetie. I hate when people refer to me as sweetie, especially like people who I'm not intimate with. She referred to me as sweetie, and I think that is rude and disrespectful, right? So know how your audience wants to be addressed. So that way too, when you're sending out emails or when pop-ups or whatever on your website, you address them right? So if you're selling like skincare, cosmetics, a term like beautiful is good. So just know who your audience is. If your audience are like in the 20s and you want to use babe, babe is fine, but a 50-year-old woman might not want you addressing her as babe, right? So know the right terminology for your ideal audience, right? And then take feedback you receive very seriously. Take it seriously and refine. Don't focus about being a perfectionist, because this is a journey. It's not a destination. Let me tell you, this entrepreneur thing, it is a journey, and you have to be ready to just fine-tune and evolve. Okay? So if you haven't done so, I need you to go on my bio. I have a free market research guide that would really help you with some of these questions. It's free. You're welcome to it. It's in my bio on Instagram. And if you are in the Facebook group, you can get it also on the post in the group. So that is it for today. And next week will be the conclusion of this series on why your products may not be selling online. And next week, we are going to be touching on accessibility. And because of a lot of questions that I've been receiving from last week's recording, I will also touch a bit about hard selling. Okay? Hard selling is not a sin. It's nothing bad. You need to learn how to hard sell. When you're selling, you're selling. You need to be straight up, right? You need to be straight up. If people have come to your website, they came to buy. So sell to them. Or if they've come on an event that you're doing, sell to them, right? Alrighty. So who is this? Someone's joining me. Hi. Oh, you're welcome. You are so welcome. You're so welcome, Coach. So please pop on over to my bio, click the link and get that. And if you have any questions, you can share it in the comments or on the DMs. And also, I am doing free business assessments, right? There's also a link on my bio for the free business assessments if you're interested in that. And again, with those two programs, I am not selling. I'm not selling. It's just something that I've decided to do to give back, because I know a lot of people are struggling in this area, and Christmas is around the corner. Black Friday is in a couple of weeks, right? Black Friday is in a couple of weeks. My team and I, we started getting ready for Black Friday like 2 months ago. So, but it is not too late. It is not too late. So get those materials. Hopefully those tools can assist you. Feel free to join me in the DMs if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Love you. It's your girl, Yvonne Tasm, the Monetizer. Welcome to the month of November. Remember, it's not too late. And I will see you same place, same time next week. Bye-bye.